All right, let's do this. Time for a deep dive into crypto. And I'm not just talking Bitcoin,
Right. Bitcoin, the OG crypto, still king of the hill.
with like an insane price tag.
Yeah. $72,128.62 with a market cap of $1.43 trillion. But even Bitcoin has had a big year.
I know, right? Those Bitcoin ETFs.
Yep, the SEC finally approved them.
Remember when we were trying to wrap our heads around ETFs? Now they're everywhere.
Yes, that's a game changer. But Bitcoin came from a very specific time.
Yeah, the 2008 financial crisis.
Right. Its creator, the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto, wanted a decentralized system free from the government.
And people still love that idea.
Definitely. But the crypto world, it's a lot more diverse now.
And that's what we're going to dive into. Because most people think crypto, they just think Bitcoin.
Absolutely. There's a whole universe beyond Bitcoin.
What's out there?
Well, we call them altcoins. And the biggest of them is Ethereum.
Ethereum. Okay, I know it's important, but I always get it mixed up with Bitcoin.
Well, here's a way to think about it. Bitcoin is digital gold, a store of value. Ethereum is a platform for building what we call decentralized applications.
Decentralized applications.
Yeah, using something called smart contracts.
Smart contracts. Sounds futuristic.
It is in a way. Basically, imagine a vending machine, but instead of snacks, it dispenses, well, anything digital.
Anything digital, like what?
Concert tickets, insurance payouts, anything.
Wow.
And the rules of the transaction, they're baked right into the code.
So Ethereum is the foundation.
Yeah.
And these smart contracts, they're like the building blocks for all kinds of stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, now that's interesting.
But we're just getting started. Let's move on to something a bit more stable. Stable coins.
Stablecoins. Okay, I've heard about Tether. There's always, like, controversy around it.
Yeah. Tether, or USDT, aims to be the digital equivalent of the US dollar.
Pegged to the dollar.
Right, a 1-to-1 ratio.
Makes sense.
But how do they ensure that stability? That's the question.
There are concerns about whether Tether actually holds enough US dollars to back all those coins out there.
Oh, I see.
Some reports suggest they might even use unsecured debt.
Unsecured debt.
Yeah.
So is it really stable?
Well, that's the debate.
And what about USD coin? That's another stable coin, right?
Yeah, USDC also claims to be fully backed by US dollars, but their founders emphasize regulation and transparency.
So they want to be the good stable coin, the one you can trust. So is transparency more important than stability? It seems like with Tether, you might get more stability. But you kind of have to just take their word for it. With USDC, it might be a bit more volatile, but at least they're showing their cards.
It's a great question. It really is at the heart of the debate around stablecoins. But let's shift gears a bit and talk about Binance Coin and Solana.
Okay. I've definitely heard of Binance. They're like the Amazon of crypto, right?
That's one way to put it.
But what's Binance Coin?
Binance Coin, or BNB, started as a way to get discounts on trading fees on the Binance exchange.
But it's grown into something much bigger now. You can use it for payments, staking, even booking travel. The price reflects its growth.
How much is it?
$609.02, with a market cap of $88.89 billion.
Wow. It's like they've built their own little crypto economy.
Yeah, they have.
And what about Solana? What's their thing?
So if Binance is the Amazon of crypto, Solana is trying to be the Visa.
The Visa?
Yeah, it's all about speed and scalability. Solana can process a crazy number of transactions per second.
Okay, speed, I get. But what does scalability even mean?
Scalability is the ability of a blockchain to handle, a growing number of transactions without slowing down or getting expensive.
It's like making sure the network doesn't get jammed up.
Exactly.
So Solana's trying to solve that problem.
They are. And with a price of $179.94 and a market cap of $84.69 billion, they're gaining traction.
Yeah, it seems like the crypto landscape is changing so fast.
It really is.
All right, we've talked about some serious players. But what about those coins that started as a joke? Like Dogecoin.
Ah, Dogecoin. The meme coin that became a top contender.
I know, it's crazy.
It really shows the power of community and, well, internet humor.
It's amazing. I can't believe its price, 52.51 cents, with a market cap of $25.08 billion. It makes you think, like, what really drives value in crypto? Is it the technology? Is it just a good meme?
That's the million-dollar question. It's probably a mix of everything. But let's not forget, Dogecoin isn't the only weird coin.
Oh yeah, what else is there?
Well, there's XRP.
XRP, formerly Ripple, right.
Yes,
That's the one that banks are interested in. Didn't they have some trouble with the SEC, though?
they did. It's a long story. But essentially, the SEC argued that XRP was an unregistered security.
Oh, wow.
It went back and forth for years, created uncertainty for investors. But even with all that, XRP is still used for cross-border payments by a bunch of financial institutions.
So XRP is trying to bridge traditional finance and crypto.
That's one way to look at it.
It seems like there's so many different approaches out there.
Yeah.
Okay, before we go any further, let's look at two more platforms, Tron and Toncoin.
Tron and Toncoin. Two very different examples of how the crypto landscape is expanding.
Okay, let's start with Tron. What are they all about?
Tron, or TRX, wants to be the entertainment hub of the decentralized internet.
Wow, that's a big goal.
It is. Think gaming, streaming, social media, content creation, all on a decentralized platform.
And they acquired BitTorrent a while back.
Yeah, back in 2018. Shows their ambition, right?
They're not messing around. And Toncoin, didn't they have a rough start?
They did. Toncoin, or TON, was originally developed by the Telegram messaging app.
Telegram.
Yeah, but they had to abandon the project because of regulations.
Oh, wow.
But then the community formed the TON Foundation, and they took over development.
It's amazing how resilient these crypto communities are.
It is, and when Telegram said they'd integrate a TON wallet, the price skyrocketed.
That's incredible. I think that's why you love crypto so much, right?
It's definitely part of it. It's not just about tech or money. It's about community, innovation, challenging the status quo.
I love that. It's like the Wild West of finance, but with a collaborative spirit.
I like that.
Okay, two more coins to cover. Cardano and Shiba
They're both building on the legacy of Ethereum, but in very different ways.
Okay, let's hear it. First up, Cardano.
Cardano, or ADA, was created by Charles Hoskinson, one of the co-founders of Ethereum.
So Ethereum connections.
Yes. Cardano takes a more academic approach, though. Lots of research and testing.
They're the brainy ones.
You could say that. They prioritize security, sustainability, and scalability. And they're big on identity management.
Identity management.
Yeah, they're working on solutions for voting, supply chains, even healthcare.
Wow, they're going all in.
They are.
All right, last but not least, we have Shiba Inu, another dog coin.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
So Shiba Inu, or SE, is riding the meme coin wave, often compared to Dogecoin because of its Shiba Inu dog mascot.
Okay, but what makes it different from Dogecoin?
Well, first of all, it's an ERC20 token built on the Ethereum network.
Ah, so it uses Ethereum.
Yes. Dogecoin has its own blockchain, and Shiba Inu also has its own decentralized exchange.
They do?
Yep, it's called ShibaSwap. Users can stake their tokens to earn rewards.
It seems like every new coin is trying to build its own little ecosystem.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
But for you, what's the takeaway from all of this? We've covered, what, 12 different cryptocurrencies? From the OG Bitcoin to the meme-fueled Shiba Inu. What does it all mean?
It means the crypto landscape is way more diverse than people think. It's not just about Bitcoin anymore. We've got platforms for building applications. We've got stablecoins for daily transactions. We've got tokens for all kinds of stuff, and even meme coins.
You've definitely opened my eyes.
Yeah.
It's not just about investing. It's about, like, the potential of this technology
Yeah.
to change the world. You know?
Exactly.
I mean, who knows what's next?
That's what makes this space so exciting. It's unpredictable. It's constantly changing, and it's full of surprises.
It's going to be a wild ride.
You got that right. You know, it's crazy to think. Just a few years ago, crypto was this, like, niche thing. Only tech people were into it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Remember when we first started learning about it, we were like, what is this?
Totally.
Now everyone's talking about it. Even my grandma asked me about Bitcoin the other day. Speaking of which, didn't Bitcoin hit a new all-time high?
It did. Which is interesting because there's so much more regulation now.
Yeah, the government's really paying attention.
They are.
Makes sense, I guess. As more people invest, they want to make sure things are legit.
Right.
But doesn't that go against the whole idea of decentralization?
That's the tension at the heart of crypto. On one hand, you have this vision of a decentralized system, free from government control. But on the other hand, as crypto gets more popular, it's going to attract regulators.
Yeah, they want to protect people.
Exactly.
So where do you think this is all going?
Tough to say.
Will crypto just become part of the traditional financial system?
It's possible.
Or will it stay true to its roots?
Well, there are a lot of different opinions out there.
Right.
Some people think regulation will kill innovation, lead to centralization.
Yeah, I can see that.
Others think smart regulation can actually help by providing clarity and legitimacy.
Oh, interesting.
It could foster growth and adoption.
It's like we're in the middle of a giant experiment.
We are.
No one knows how it's going to end.
Nope.
You know what else is interesting?
What's that?
Remember when we talked about those spot Ethereum ETFs?
Yeah.
That seemed huge at the time.
Yeah.
Now it's like, whatever.
It's true. Things are changing so fast.
It's hard to keep up.
It is.
But let's take a step back.
Okay.
Big picture time. We've talked about all these different cryptocurrencies,
A lot of them.
each one with its own thing.
Yeah,
But are there any, like, overarching trends?
definitely. One of the most fascinating is DeFi.
DeFi. Decentralized finance.
Right.
Remind me what that is again?
So remember, Ethereum and smart contracts.
Yeah.
DeFi takes that to the next level.
Yeah.
It's creating a whole new financial system,
Wow.
one that operates independently of banks.
So cutting out the middleman?
Exactly.
It's like taking power back from the big institutions.
That's the idea.
It's pretty empowering,
It is.
but also a little scary, right?
How so?
Like, if there's no one in charge, what happens if something goes wrong?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
DeFi is still young.
True.
There are risks.
Like what?
Smart contracts can have bugs, exploits,
Oh, right.
and there are always scams out there.
So buyer beware.
Exactly. Do your research, understand the risks, invest responsibly.
Good advice. It seems like DeFi is a double-edged sword.
In a way.
Huge potential, but also big challenges. But that's kind of what I love about crypto.
Yeah.
It's pushing boundaries,
Yeah.
making us rethink money.
I agree.
It's like we're watching a new financial system being born.
We are.
It's going to be messy. It's going to take time.
It will.
But it's exciting.
Definitely.
So what should people be watching for as this all unfolds?
Well, I'm keeping an eye on layer 2 solutions.
Well, your two solutions.
So remember scalability.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Right. Layer 2 solutions are trying to address that
Wow.
by creating secondary networks.
Secondary networks.
Yeah, they sit on top of the main blockchain. They allow for faster and cheaper transactions.
It's like adding an express lane to the crypto highway.
Exactly.
I like that analogy.
And if these solutions work, they could lead to mass adoption.
Because it would be more practical for everyday use.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about the environment?
The environmental impact.
Yeah, like Bitcoin mining.
There's a lot of concern about that.
Gratefully so.
And many projects are working to become more sustainable.
How?
Well, some blockchains are switching to proof of stake.
Proof of stake.
It uses way less energy than proof of work.
That's good to hear. Okay, before we wrap up this part, I want to touch on one more thing.
What's that?
NFTs.
NFTs.
Those non-fungible tokens.
Yeah.
Are they still a thing?
They are. The hype has died down a bit since, 2021.
Really?
But the technology is here to stay.
I'm still not totally clear on what makes an NFT different.
Okay, think of it this way. Bitcoin is fungible,
Fungible.
meaning one Bitcoin is the same as any other Bitcoin.
Right.
NFTs are non-fungible.
So each one is unique.
Exactly.
It's like the difference between a dollar bill and a painting.
Perfect analogy.
Okay, I get it.
And that makes NFTs perfect for representing ownership of digital assets.
Like what?
Artwork, music, virtual real estate.
So beyond the hype, what's the real potential?
NFTs could change how we think about ownership.
In the digital world?
Yes.
Give me an example.
Imagine artists selling directly to collectors.
Yeah?
No middlemen.
Wow.
Or musicians tokenizing their music, getting royalties every time it's played.
That would be amazing. But what about other applications?
Oh, there are tons. Supply chain management, identity verification,
Yeah.
voting,
Voting.
even ticketing for events.
So NFTs are more than just digital art.
Sure.
It's incredible how far crypto has come.
It really is.
From a niche technology to a global phenomenon.
And it's just getting started.
Where do we go from here?
That's a great question, and it's what we'll be exploring in the final part of our deep dive.
Okay, looking forward to it. Okay, so we've learned a ton about crypto in this deep dive.
Yeah.
From the early days of Bitcoin to the crazy world of DeFi and even those NFTs, it's clear that crypto is constantly changing.
Definitely. It's a dynamic space.
So as we wrap things up, I'm curious, what do you think the future holds for crypto?
That's the million-dollar question. But
Yeah.
one thing I'm really excited about is how crypto is merging with other technologies.
Like what?
Artificial intelligence
AI.
and the Internet of Things.
Right, all those connected devices.
Exactly. Imagine a world where all these devices can talk to each other. and even transact with each other using crypto.
It's like a whole new level of automation.
It is.
But it also kind of freaks me out a little.
How so?
Like, if machines are making financial decisions, who's in control?
That's a big question. It's why we need to be thinking about the ethics of all this.
Right, the impact on society.
We need to make sure we're using this tech responsibly.
Okay, so ethics is important. But what about, like, practical challenges? What does crypto need to overcome to go mainstream?
Well, scalability is still a big one.
We talked about that.
As more people use crypto, the networks need to be able to handle it.
Without getting slow and expensive.
Exactly.
And what about user experience? Crypto can be pretty intimidating.
It can, especially for newcomers.
Right, there's so many wallets, exchanges, protocols.
It's a lot to take in.
So we need to make it easier for people to use.
Definitely. More user-friendly interfaces and better education.
It's like the early days of the internet.
Ah,
Back then, you needed a computer science degree to go online.
I remember those days.
Now anyone can use the internet.
It's true.
Do you think crypto will follow the same path?
I do. As the tech gets better and it's easier to use, more people will adopt it.
It's just a matter of time.
Exactly.
So with all this disruption, what happens to the banks?
The traditional financial institutions.
Yeah, are they going to disappear?
I don't think so.
You don't.
I think there's room for both.
Both traditional finance and crypto.
Yes. They can coexist, maybe even complement each other.
I see.
We're already seeing banks exploring blockchain technology.
So it's not about replacing the old system.
Not necessarily.
It's about finding ways to make the system better.
More inclusive, more efficient.
Using the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
It's fascinating.
It is.
Well, you've given us a lot to think about.
I hope so.
Thanks for sharing your insights with us.
My pleasure.
And to everyone listening. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into crypto. It's a wild world out there. But hopefully you're feeling a little less intimidated by it now, and a little more excited about its potential. Until next time, stay curious,